So everybody is online. Only two students here. They are coming.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon. So you have the link, right? So you can join through link because we do not have the projector. Let me arrange this. But then we don't need, you have the earphone. Okay, so what is your name? Kedar. Sumit, right? Okay, Ankit, are you there?
Yes, sir.
We have two Ankit.
Oh, this is
Yes,
Ankit
sir.
Gupta.
Okay, so anyone,
Ankit
Ankit,
Tiwari.
can you please? Okay, Ankit, can you switch on your camera, please?
I think
Sir, my camera already switched off.
you can
Okay.
see my.
So you are Ankit Tiwari, right?
Whom are you speaking, sir? Myself, Ankit Gupta.
Acha. The person who had switched on his camera is Ankit Gupta, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just a second. Huh? Ankit, you are in online batch or offline batch?
Online batch, sir.
Okay. Kedar is in offline, right? Sumit offline. Okay. Thank you, Ankit.
Yes.
I mean, thank you, Ankit Gupta. Next, Ankit.
Huh.
So you are Ankit?
Tiwari.
Ankit Tiwari. Okay. Ankit Tiwari, you are
Yes,
in
sir.
online batch or offline batch?
Sir, online. Hybrid.
Are you working somewhere, Ankit Tiwari?
Yes, sir. I am working in ICICI Bank.
Okay. Very good. Then we have. Okay. Thank you. Both the Ankits. Thank you very much. Abhishek Jaiswal, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah. How are you, Abhishek?
All well, sir. How are you?
I'm good. So you were in online batch or offline batch?
सर मिक्स आज सैटरडे था तो थोड़ा ऑफिस का काम था इसकी वजह से तो सैटरडेज जनरली ऑनलाइन ही रहता सर मेरा
Okay. So just a second. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you. Then we have Rajneesh Mishra. Are you there? Rajneesh Mishra.
Yes, sir.
Switch on your camera.
So I'm working right now, so won't be able to do that.
Even for 30 seconds not possible.
Okay, wait.
So you are in online batch or offline batch?
Online batch.
Online batch.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where are you working as of now?
Emphasis.
Very good. No worries. Then Kajal, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon. So Kajal, I believe you are also in online batch, right?
Yes, please.
So are you working somewhere?
Yes, I'm working with Sterling Wrist.
Oh, very good. Kajal is online. Okay. Priyanka, you are in online batch or offline batch?
Online batch.
उसको मैंने
Okay, then we have Ayush Jain. Are you there, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ayush, online batch or offline batch?
Sir, hybrid actually मेरा working रहता Saturdays को HDFC Bank.
So, very good. Chalo. Other than this, Sumit is here. Ruchir, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you switch on your camera?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, Ruchir, I believe you are in offline batch. Okay.
No, sir, online batch, sir. I mean, I'm in a hybrid batch, but right now I'm working, so I'm joining online, sir.
So, again, for you also, it's because of job or Saturday or
Yes,
something
sir.
like this?
Yeah, sir. Sir, I'm working right now. I'm in office right now.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mrunali, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you switch on your camera?
Yes.
You are in online batch or offline batch?
Online batch, sir.
Okay. Then we have Rajneesh. Are you there, Rajneesh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I have your details. Okay. आपका नाम? हाँ, रुपेश. Okay. Thank you. So, so we have already completed 2 lectures, right? One is basically with respect to your soft skills foundation. And okay, so am I audible? Online students, please.
Yes. Yes, sir.
What's your name? कहाँ स्पीकर नहीं उससे क्या होगा फिर तो आप निकाल दो ना आप स्क्रीन में बस देखो माइक को दूर रख दो ना मैं समझा नहीं प्लीज आज मैनेज करते हैं because projector is not there. No? You mean? So आप जो आपका हेडसेट है ना उसको थोड़ा दूर रखो और म्यूट कर दो, ठीक है? तो हम लोग यहाँ से करेक्ट बोल लेंगे और जब मैं स्क्रीन शेयर करूंगा तो आप देख लोगे, ओके? So, you know, like we have little bit of challenge today because we do not have the projector here. So we are just trying to find out the balance, you know. Okay. So we have completed 2 sessions in this particular soft skills, right? So the first one was about soft skills foundation, where we have discussed about 4 tools. What are the 4 tools? Aditya. Okay. Rupesh, online students, can you reply in the chat box? What are the 4 tools that we have discussed in the first lecture of soft skills?
What?
You can write in the chat box, no? Okay. So, have you applied any of the 4 tools? Have you used any of these 4 tools? Which tool? Time management. Really? Come on. And I need to give you some award. Very good. So what is the outcome? Like, what is your observation on this?
So basically, time management, preparation,
so, like, you know, in CBOB 45, what I see that most of us are working in different organizations, right? And mostly people are here from ICICI and HDFC and, you know, most of this banking industry. So see, like you have a lot of work to do, and hence in your case, this time management is very, very important. So we have discussed that in the first lecture itself to create, you know, to give you an idea. Okay. So I believe, and I'm sure that you all must be following that time chart. Then in the second lecture, we had discussed about cardinals of communication. And in that, we had discussed about one of the speeches from Barack Obama, like the speech which made him president of USA, right? After that, we had discussed one speech where we had to take few words and we had to create a speech by using those powerful words, right? We had done that. So the objective, what was the objective of that activity? Abhishek, Priyanka, Kajal. Sorry? Story making, okay. Next. Yes, yes. So the idea was that how we can enhance our word power. So for example, if someone asks you that, how are you? And instead of saying that I'm fine, thank you, you should be maybe saying like, I'm awesome, or, you know, it's amazing. So that kind of thing. So maybe the idea was more to have action verbs, maybe the way of saying that, you know, you are, I am a consistent, I am someone who is really consistent in all my preparations and all. Maybe I'm a resilient guy, you know. So maybe using those kind of words to create a impactful impression about your personality, about your traits, right? So that was the objective of that particular activity. And after that, we discussed something called as story creation, right? Now, why we need story creation? Why we need to know about the story creation? How many of you have seen this one TV serial called as Shark Tank? Right? You have seen most of the episodes. So what they used to do? So they used to come and say, "Hey sharks, क्या आपने रोड पे कभी किसी को ऐसे करते हुए देखा?" फिर आपने उसके बाद सोचा, हमने भी देखा. And then really we decided that how we can solve this problem, and that from there we got this idea of doing this. Okay. So for example, the story gives you that flexibility to create an environment. It gives you that opportunity to set the tone for the content that you are going to deliver. And in any story, there are characters, there is a plot, there is a setting, there is some kind of outcome, and then there is some learning. You remember I had said that you should always end any of your behavioral question when you are answering with some kind of learning, right? Also, we need storytelling because the story has an ability to integrate the entire events in a sequence and put together. They give a formidable or maybe more valuable output, right? So there is a chronology that we need to follow. So that's why story creation and the storytelling is very important. Just in recent article I was reading, and what they have said, that if you are applying for multiple job opportunities and you are giving multiple interviews, still if you are not getting selected, it means you don't have a story. And you don't have a story, it means you don't have the experience. Or maybe if you have the experience, but you are not able to communicate. Right? So storytelling is very, very important. Also, because of the nature of this industry, where you are going to talk about stock price, this, derivative, swap, options. So these all are very technical terms, right? Forward contract, future contract, blah, blah, blah. So in such technical field where you have to use a lot of jargons, unless you have a story, you will not be able to create that curiosity or interest in the mind of the listener. Okay, so storytelling is a very, very integral part of soft skills from this investment banking perspective. Okay, so these are the things that we had discussed in the first two lectures. Now, today is the third lecture, and we are going to discuss something called as honing communication. Now, what is the meaning of honing communication? Any idea? Any guesses?
So clear and perfect communication.
Sorry, Abhishek.
So clear and perfect communication, so that
so yes, in a way,
understanding
affecting your yes. Anyone else? Priyanka, Kajal, Ankit.
So how to honor someone according to the timing, according to the event? I mean, how we will communicate if there is some sort of event or something. Our communication even depend upon the type of the event or something.
Okay, guys, just a second. Okay. So, Priyanka, can you say hi to us? We just want to check our audio system. Just a second. Just a second.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, so we were discussing about honing your communication. So, what is the meaning of honing communication?
Honing, maybe we can relate to respect, where we, the listening part plays an important role. So it should be a two-way communication, and listening is must, and then we should, convey our thoughts and ideas.
Okay. Mronali, are you there?
Yes, sir. So it's like it is basically it is clear communication. I think like that.
Okay. So, see, basically, communication is something which requires a lot of practice. And it's not only about the words that you are speaking, it is also about the way you are articulating. It is also about your body language. It is also about your facial expressions, right? So, for example, when Virat Kohli, after getting out, the way he reacts, so he may not be saying something directly to the umpire, but then his body language is saying a lot of things. Yes or no? He is not saying verbally, but then the way he has reacted, the way he has done something there on that particular uh, ground, it has given some message to the umpire, right? So your facial expressions, your body language, the words that you are using, the way you are saying, everything comes together, and they have a role to play in your overall communication, and hence we need to work on everything. And that process of working on these all these parameters is called as honing your communication. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to play one video. Watch this video, try to understand this video, and then we have to see that what are the things that we can learn from this video, which we will be implementing or which we can implement in our day-to-day life, that will enhance our communication process. Okay, or how certain things from that video we can replicate, or maybe we can improvise, or maybe we can get some inspiration from that video, so that we are going to adopt some of the things from that video in our day-to-day communication. Okay, so I'm going to share that video. Okay. Sorry, guys. Actually, I had forgot to charge my laptop, so it just switched off. It got switched off. So please, sorry for that. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dhananjaya Hediarachi. I see something. I see something. Dhananjaya Hediarachi.
You and I are not very different from this flower. Just like this flower is unique, you are unique. All of us has something special that makes us as beautiful. Do you know what makes you special? Now the answer to that can be a little difficult to find, because sometimes life has a cruel way of picking out your petals, breaking you in two, and throwing you into the trash. And when you're broken, it's very difficult to feel special. Mr. Contest Chair, my fellow flowers, I can remember the first time I broke. I was 17 years old. I had already flunked high school and managed to get myself arrested. Now, I wasn't afraid of the cops, but there was one person I was very afraid of, and that was my mama. Raise your hand if you have an emotional mother. Let me see. Put them all together, you get mama. I can hear her scream outside the police station. Even the cops were afraid. She came up to me, held the iron bars, looked into my eyes, and I saw a tear coming down her face. Now, I've seen my mama cry before, but mothers cry 3 types of tears. Tears of joy, tears of sorrow, and tears of shame. And when a son sees a mother cry tears of shame, that's a life-changing moment. She looked at me and said, "Son, I want you to be a better man." That night, when I drove home, my dad was waiting for me at home. Now, my dad is a cool dad. Raise your hand if you have a cool dad. Put them all together, you get my dad. My dad came up to me and said, "Son, it's okay. You flunked your exams. You already got arrested. That's fine. You get that from your mother's side. I want you to start working immediately." And I said, "Okay." So my dad took me to meet one of his friends called Sam. Now, Sam was an accountant who had an accounting firm and had generously decided to make me his personal assistant. And there he was. He looked like a teddy bear. But this man was special. I looked at him, and he looked at me. And then he said the most amazing thing. He said, "Son, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. If you decide to work with me, I can help you find that something." And I was like, "Whoa, that's the first time in my whole life somebody has ever told they see something in me." And I started working for Sam. And every day after work, he used to tell me stories about the world, about history, about culture, about philosophy. And it was much more interesting than what I learned in school. And I discovered I can dream. And I started dreaming, ladies and gentlemen. After 1 year, I went back into high school, completed my exams, and went into college. After successfully completing college, I found a great girl, but not a job. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Have you ever had that problem? And when you're lost, it's difficult to feel special. So I went back to my cool dad. And I said, Dad, I feel lost. He said, you are like your mother. So my dad introduced me to this strange club that had a strange name, with strange people talking. On the first meeting, they told me to do something called a table topic. I aced it. But while I was speaking, I see a strange man seated in the back row, humble, simple, the unfailing quality of kindness in his eyes. As soon as I finished, he walked up to me, looked me dead straight in the eye, and said, son, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. If you come here twice a month, maybe we can find that something. And ladies and gentlemen, I discovered I could speak, and I love speaking. And that led me to become a teacher. I know what it's like to not have enough money in your bank account. I know what it's like to worry when the bills start coming in. And sometimes, in the middle of the night, I wake up my beautiful wife and I ask her, honey, why did you marry me? She says, I saw something in you. But I still don't know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm a dreamer, I'm a speaker, and I learned the unfailing quality of unconditional love from my wife. I was broken, and I've been broken, lost, and broke many times in my life. But the people in my life were able to reach into the trash can and make me whole again. If it was up to me, I would have never been able to do that. And this is why if you have great people in your life, no matter how broke, how lost, or how broken you become, they can piece you back together. Ladies and gentlemen, when I look at you, I see something in you. But I don't know what it is. Over to you.
Okay. So now I want your thoughts upon this video. Maybe
In the whole video, I just observe or notice one thing, which was there should be something special in us, so that people, people will chase us, or something very special that they want us, like in office or like in their lives or something. There should be something different and unique in us, so that people want us to be with them.
No, see, my question is very different. I mean, this is your thought, but actually what my objective is that I want to understand that what are the things that we can learn from this video, which we can implement in our this CBOP journey, which will ultimately take me to that job.
And sir, the situation is whatever may be, but you can't, you don't उस पे आपको ये नहीं करना है, मतलब लाइक उस पे आपको गिव अप नहीं करना है. डोंट गिव अप ऑन दैट you just keep on it and you can do it whatever you want to be, and you have a quality, unique quality, and you deserve it. Just focus on you and gives if कभी आपको लगता है कि हम कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं है तो learn something from them then and do whatever what want to do.
Okay, Abhishek.
Sir, having self-belief and confidence, so that
see, this is more of, you know, like, see, I have not shared this video from motivation point of view. Definitely it is also there, but see, my idea is, as far as communication is concerned, what is your deeper learning from this video? I mean, what you have observed as far as, because see, I had set the tone in the beginning itself that I'm going to share one video from where we are going to learn so many things, and I had discussed those points in the beginning. I do not want to name them again. So from that perspective, I want your input or your observation on this video.
Sir, he is using a lot of examples, his personal life examples.
Yes, so he is using a lot of personal examples. So that is called as that what you are doing, you are personalizing the message. So when you go in an interview and you say that's that, like, you know, I had this one opportunity to do this upskilling course with Marticus, where I got this opportunity to learn about KYC, AML, derivatives, and it really gave me a lot of insights as far as this investment banking is concerned. So you are bringing I into that particular course. So what you are doing, you are personalizing that message. Fantastic, Ayush. Fantastic. Anybody else? Kajal.
Yes, sir. The tone of speech, it plays a very important role. You know, forcing some words where you can just put an impression on the audience that, yeah, this matters. And the clarity of thoughts or the clarity of reasons for what you're doing this, it is important. As he was saying it, that I know this, but I don't know what it is. So if you're saying something, the clarity should be there so that you can convey your message in an efficient manner.
Yes, chalo, very good. Okay, Rupesh.
Something special for you.
भाई हिंदी में बाहर बात कर लेंगे, अभी इंग्लिश में बोलना.
So before I joined the BCS, after the BCS, I'm going to take मैं इंडिया में करूँगा मास्टर डिग्री MBA. After that, so something special for me. मुझे क्या करना? So finally I decided to investment banking करना. ठीक है. इंडिया में डिसाइड किया. So जैसे इन्वेस्टमेंट में आया इंश्योरेंस. So हाँ, वहाँ पर something special करना. Like something.
See, my question is very simple and very different. The question is that from this video, what are the things that we can learn, or maybe what are the things which we can replicate in our way of communication that will eventually take me to the job. So that point has been already covered by Mr. Ayush. You have something different to tell, or else we'll move to the next one. Yogesh.
Of communication is attracting people in speech. What I is trying to say people, and he's giving examples on his personal life.
Okay.
Clarity of thoughts, the body language.
Clarity of thoughts, body language. Okay. What else? Confidence. Okay.
Words.
But from where you get all these things? that clarity or confidence or body language? Huh? Experience. And how you get that experience?
By facing situations and then the situations.
Okay.
Ideas, personal.
Yeah, he has already covered this. Please go tell something different.
People with some interesting, funny, and new ideas. Like people are interested in this speech.
Okay.
This is one thing.
Ah.
They will be told in the video that you should have a quality people in your life. Achieve.
Yeah. So that is basically more of a moral part of that video. That definitely that is something relevant, but as of now with this particular topic, that is not relevant. Okay, anybody else from online? Maybe Aditya, Ajay.
So making more friends, more friends, quality friends.
Okay.
So one push or chase which can take you to the next step.
Sorry, come again, Ankit.
So one push or chase from the other person which can take you to the next step, like that.
Okay. Ruchir. Okay, Ankit Tiwari. Okay. Okay, so see, the first thing is that you have all the freedom. You have all the freedom to set the context of the discussion. So for example, when you get that job description in your hand, right? And you are going for an interview. And if you remember the first lecture I had said, tell me something about yourself. What is that you are going to discuss? What is you are going to share in that particular answer, which will set the tone for the entire interview. So when he has walked in, you know, he had shared one incident where, you know, like, I mean, one situation that how it feels when people are there, you know, you are like, that particular situation he has explained in the beginning, right? That what it feels like when you are broke up and this and that. And for that, he has used something called as a flower. That is a prop. So for example, when you are there in the interview, and if there is any typical question where you have any opportunity to draw a chart or to draw a graph, or maybe to do some kind of calculation, you simply take out that page and you say, so if you don't mind, can I explain you on this paper? And imagine in the interview when you propose this, the kind of confidence that you are giving to that interviewer, that my God, this guy is like, you know. Yes or no? So you should use, maybe for example, you are discussing something, so you can always say, so sir, for example, this pen, suppose, you know, we wanted to hedge some kind of losses on this pen. Maybe he has asked you about hedging. So what is that particular concept where you get into some contract to hedge your losses in the future or something like that? Huh? So control your losses. So maybe can you take the example of pen rather than taking example of rice in that particular interview? Or maybe anything that is visible there. So sir, like for example, we have to buy this. I see most of you coming with the same example, rice. Everybody, same lecture, like CPOP 40, 41, 42, 43, they will say, sir, like we have to buy 100 kgs of rice. So to hedge the losses or to control that loss, something, we get into a future contract or forward contract. Everybody gives that typical example of rice. I don't know. We have so many items in and around us, you know. So getting that connection, getting something in between there, okay? And trust me, this will get his immediate attention. So that is something, the way he has used that flower to describe the situation of life. Okay. Then the third thing that we can use is the power of visualization. So the moment he says that she held the iron bars, looked into my eyes. So the moment he had said this, the moment his body language was the way he has displayed, we all have that somewhere that image of jail gate in front of us. Yes or no? It means he has that ability. He has communicated in a way where we all have, visualized that jail gate, right? So that is something. So you need to give that power of visualization to the interviewer, that he sees you in the future and he decides to hire you. Like for example, when Rupesh, when you say that, so sir, imagine when I'm going to the client, I'm going to pick this check for 1 crore. Imagine, sir, on that day. And he's like, oh my God, yes, 1 crore he's going to collect. So there is a figure which is very lucrative, that is 1 crore. He is going to collect one document that is called as check, which is related to his business on a daily basis, right? So when you use such things related to that particular industry or that particular domain, it gives that power of visualization. Again, I want to give one little different example outside of this investment banking world. I don't know how many of you have seen this serial called Ramayana. So in that particular serial, at one place, Hanumanji has to go to the Lanka, and he is not that confident. No, this is so huge. See, how I will cross this and that. And then Jamonji, there is one character who comes into the picture, and he tells him that, in childhood you have done like this, and this is what kind of blessings you have. And the moment, I don't know how many of you have seen this, but if you go into that particular scene in that episode, everything is being visualized on that TV screen. And Hanumanji is visualizing himself. And then he gets this confidence that, yes, I can cross the sea and I can go to the land. The same way, when you are communicating with the interviewer, right? Can you give him this power of visualization where he can visualize some of your benefits, which forces him to hire you? Okay. Then another thing that we can learn from this video is, and that is something, seeing the unseen. For example, the moment he says, and I saw unfailing kindness in his eyes, or unfailing quality of love, something he had said, right? It means even if he has not said this one sentence, okay, there would have been hardly any impact on the quality of his speech. But see the way he is describing something which is totally unseen. So this calls for a meticulous observation. Your observation of something. Can you bring such unseen situations or small incidents into your interview, which gives a very, very big message? Okay. Yes, as Ayush had said, you should relate it with the audience. So the way, and for us, what it means that once you are aware about the culture of the company, the business model of the company, their day-to-day working. So probably when you are giving your answers, you will be able to relate with those things. So your answer should go in relation with all those things together. And at the end of the interview, put them all together, you will get that answer that yes, this guy has done proper research. He understands our company. He knows everything, most of the things about our company, and hence we should hire him. Okay. So looking at those small things. Okay. And yes, personalizing the message. So most of the time he says I, me, we. So, that is something. Last but not the least, humor is an integral part of your either your story or so anywhere if you get any opportunity where you can have some kind of humor sense, that will add value to the entire communication, right? So the messaging was apt. He has really used props, his body language, his facial expression. I mean, in one of the scenes, he says, "So in the night, I tell it to my wife." You remember that his facial expression at that point of time. So same way, when that interviewer is asking you, so tell me about biggest achievement of your life, and then you are like, so sir, like this is about in class when I was in my graduation, and I was gold medalist. So I had scored 86%, and sir, this was the like one of the highest at that point of time. So you are talking about your biggest achievement of your life, and there is no joy, there is no fun, there is no experience through your eyes or on your face. So how, I mean, it means you have not enjoyed that moment. Or maybe if I'm talking about the biggest failure of your life, and if there is no stress, or if that facial expression is not as per the answer, it means you have not experienced it. Yes or no? So that facial expression is equally important, right? Your eyes, your nose, your forehead, your hairs, overall this particular body part, right? So we have to all bring this together along with the answers that you are going to give. Like, so maybe if he asks you, so tell me any funny incident of your life, right? So there has to be a smile. Oh, so thank you, sir. So, sir, this happened in like, I was in somewhere in graduation, second year, if I recall it properly. So like you were taking him on a ride. You were taking him on that story. You were taking him to your second year, your life of second year in the college. So he should come along with you, right? So, and you can take along with him, I mean, along with yourself to that person only when you have involved him. Okay. So I believe these are few things that we can learn from this video and we can bring it to our day-to-day communication. Okay. Any question as of now from anybody? Any question? Ayush, Abhishek, Sumit, Rajal, Ankit, Ajay, Rupesh, any question? Aditya? No question. You hardly have any question. Right? You should ask questions. Right? Okay. So now what we just give me a second. Huh? So obviously, yes, like Kajal in the beginning, she said that, listening is also the integral part of communication. And this we had discussed in the second lecture, right? That about active listening and all. So whenever you are there in any interview or any discussion, never ever interrupt the person, right? So just give all the time to him to complete his or her sentence or the entire that one discussion that person wants to share with you, and after that only you can discuss with him, or you can put your points. So active listening is very important. The second thing is that you should speak clearly. Okay, so and you can speak clearly when you have clarity of thoughts. Okay, so once your thought is clear here, then only you can speak, otherwise you will mumble. Okay, and the second way of avoiding this mumble is that you should have a proper practice. Okay, so there are certain things that we do on a daily basis, and still, we don't go for clarity or that practice. For example, tell me something about yourself. So how many interviews you have given till date in your life? Rupesh? Only one. 12. In all the 12 interviews, I think this was the first question. Tell me something about yourself. And your answers were the same throughout, or like it used to vary?
Starting from myself,
So what I'm trying to tell you is that at some point of time, we need to have that uniformity. So maybe you should not be talking about your graduation, then class 10th, and then you are coming to post-graduation, right? So there has to be a sequence. So that clarity has to be there, and that you will get only once you practice. Okay. Then know your audience. That is what we have discussed, the way he has addressed his audience. In our case, we need to understand the interviewer, and how you can understand it's only through that particular job description. Okay. So once you have gone through that job description again and again, you will understand that what kind of person this company is looking to hire. Okay. Be brief and specific. So people do not have time to rate or listen to you throughout the day. So make sure that even in few words, in few sentences, you are able to create that impact. And that's why we had discussed about how you can enhance your word power, how you can work on your vocab, so that you are using some good and nice words when you are talking to the people. Watch your body language. Okay, so be mindful of your gestures, your body posture, so that the person who is there with you, so today in the morning when I was taking this one of the online session, so just the same way, like hybrid batch, and I saw this guy, he was sleeping on the bed. So I asked him, can you switch on your camera? And he switched on his camera, and he was like, he was like sleeping like this. So see, there are some basic etiquettes we need to follow. If you are in the class, that kind of attention has to be there. Maybe if you are watching a TV, then definitely for that you all have the freedom to be the way you are. All the freedom you have. So there are some set of rules that we need to follow, depending upon the occasion, depending upon the situation, and hence please be mindful as far as your body language is concerned. Then make eye contact. So whenever you are speaking, make sure that you have that connection. Ask questions. So guys, we are waiting for these offline students. They have just gone for a tea. So they are coming back. Okay, should we start? Sumit, आ जाओ.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So online students, everybody is back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So we were discussing about how you can, you can start discussing your interviews by taking few lines or few sentences from what the interviewer had said. Okay. So those were 5-6 quick points that I wanted to tell you, which you can employ in your conversation. Okay. Now, what are the types of communication that? Let me share this. Okay. So now, types of communication. So verbal communication. Can you see this screen? Okay. So in verbal, we have face-to-face and telephonic. Now see, earlier what used to happen, like mostly we used to work from office, like we used to work from the offices, right? So we had that liberty where, we used to go to our bosses or managers and interact with them, right? Now, when anything which is happening verbally there in that particular situation, probably due to your personal presence or maybe due to your body language, you were able to convey your message. But now imagine when you are working from home, right? So first of all, you cannot be casual. जब आप सामने हो तो थोड़ा बातें इधर उधर करके हो जाता है, right? But when you are at some other location, maybe and that too when you are working from your home, so your entire communication moves to this telephonic conversation. Also, the kind of work that you are going to do, there is this possibility. There is this possibility that you will be having some telephonic interactions with your customers as well, the clients as well. So in such situation, it is very important for us to work on our telephonic conversation skills. Okay, and in that particular situation, the way we pronounce the words, that becomes very important, right? So for example, the Western people, they have all together a different set of tone and pronunciation and all. Like if you compare it with us, Even in our own country, like people coming from other state, they have altogether a different tone and pronunciation than when you are going down south. So somewhere we need to work a lot on our pronunciation skills, and you really need to, for this you can go through a lot of videos, a lot of interviews from those from Western side people, from those executives coming from investment banking profile, the way they are talking, the way they are giving their interviews. And hence, we really need to work on our telephonic communication due to this remote work culture. Okay. Then non-verbal, obviously your body language, your gestures, your postures. So that has an important role. Written communication is about your email communication. Now here I want to highlight one thing that, you know, since you all are working, so I expect that you have that basic etiquettes of writing an email, right? Now, email writing is not something that we should be teaching you because this is something you should be knowing by the virtue of this program or by the virtue of this profession that you have decided to pursue. But what we have seen often from our students, like, you know, after getting selected and when they are working with all these companies, at least once in a month or we get this one complaint. So we will get one sample email from the HR saying, let's see how your student has written. And literally, you know, so like one student has written, tomorrow I will not come to office. I mean, simply he has written a mail like this, tomorrow I will not come to the office. No hi, hello, why you are not coming, so, and what is your plan of action? Are you taking a leave or you will be working from home? No, there is no clarity at all. Right? So there are some basic things that we need to follow when you are writing and particular that email. Hello, Mr. So-and-so, this is to inform you that, you know, I'm not keeping well and hence tomorrow I don't plan to come to office. Allow me to work from home, or maybe allow me to have a leave, something like this, right? And this IBC is very important, introduction, body and conclusion. So introduce yourself, maybe introduce the situation if you are the employee of that company. I have seen students writing an email, I have not received any update on my second round. Papa, who are you? Who are you? And at least write this in the email that, hello ma'am, I am Kaushal this side. I had appeared for the first round on so and so date through online or maybe in your office. And during that interaction, I was told that I will be informed about the second round by so and so date. Till date, I have not received any information from your side. Can you please help me on this? What about my second round? And the email ID is crazyguy for this @gmail.com. So at least add that professor. I mean, that simple email ID as well. You know, that is again. So email ID is equally important. I have seen people adding some 3, 4 A's or S or H into their email IDs. For example, your name is Akash, and you have Akash 3H. Just to, maybe you were not able to find a domain, so maybe you have added those extra. So the idea is that have a simple email ID so that HR can just in one look, she can recall or she can remember your email ID and she can type it. Aap imagine karo if you have to send thousands of emails. Is it possible for you to verify one email ID 3 times? No. No. Maybe even if you are putting some numbers, at least put some simple numbers. 110110. People put number like 7213. Right? So make your email ID simpler. That is one thing. Again, coming back to email. So have a basic etiquette, address the person, okay, discuss the content, discuss the issue, and look for the resolution. Okay. Then also, since you will be working from home, so you will be writing a lot of reports, a lot of executive summaries, because when you are working, you have to show your work as well, right? So there will be a lot of written things, and we will be doing one activity on that as well. Listening, yes, you have to be an active listener so that in the first instance itself, you can understand whatever that particular person is saying to you. Okay. Visual communication, so television and social media. So companies are communicating through television also, through social media also. You are also communicating through social media because you are present on LinkedIn, you are present on this Insta and FB kind of social media platforms, right? By the way, how many of you are present on LinkedIn?
I am there, sir.
I am, sir.
Yes, sir. And
I hope you people are creating your presence there. I mean, you are writing something, you are doing something work which is helping your profile.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here I have one activity for you, and the activity is this: that I want each one of you to go to your LinkedIn. Okay. Choose any topic related to investment banking. Create a post, okay, and tag most of your friends, and each one should compliment each other. Okay, so can we do this now? Can we do this? Okay. Other than just to help you, I have another thing. So just one second. So can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you have two options. One, you can create your own speech, own content, and you can post on the LinkedIn. And the second is that you can create a speech with these words that I have shared. Okay, you can see on your screen. You can create a speech around these words and you can post it on the LinkedIn. Can you do this? Anyway. See, the
Sir,
idea is just, okay.
sorry. So, sir, we need to tag the classes friends or anyone.
You can tag at least your batchmates and anyone. If you know somebody, you can tag everybody. No problem in that way. But the idea is, since we are known to each other, so if you tag us, we will come to know about your content and we can give you some comments, so that will help in your profile.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Guys, nobody had shared anything. Why?
So, sir, I have shared the post and I have even tagged you. So, did you got any notification?
Oh, yes. Fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, now I have also shared, but I am not tagging you.
Just a second. Priyanka, I cannot see your content.
So, sir, in the comments, I don't know how to tag anyone in the LinkedIn. So,
So you have to okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second.
okay.
So for example, this is, so for example, this is my profile. Okay. Now I have to go here. So I get this option of creating that post. So I have to create a post here. And then if suppose I want to tag you, so I will put something like this. So I will go and put shift@. And then if you see, all the names will come. So for example, I want to tag Priyanka. Let me see if you are there in my friend list or connection list. No, since you are not there, but then those who are connected with you, you can check.
Okay, sir, I am connected with you. I have followed also, but I don't know why it's not showing. Priyanka Parmar, PARMAR.
Yes.
Yeah, the first one.
So we are not yet connected. So I will just accept your, maybe I have to see in the connection request. So likewise, you can tag, okay? Then again, maybe you can put like this. Maybe now I want to tag, like, for example, Ankit is connected with me. Ankit Tiwari. So now I can tag him. So likewise, you can tag people. Okay.
Okay, then I'll delete the post and repost again and will tag you.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So we have to, this will enhance your, this will have an impact on your reach of that post. I just want to share one thing. Let me see if I can get this.
So this is Kajal. So
Yeah,
since we are not connected, it's not showing me an option to tag you.
So, Kajal.
Bhojwani. BH.
BH.
Yes. Third one.
So actually, we do not have anyone. Okay. So I cannot connect with you also because we don't have anyone common. So we need to make some common connections.
So what I'll do is I'll just take a picture. What I've written, I'll send it to you on a WhatsApp.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'll do
you
that.
can send that link as well.
Okay. Okay.
Supposed to share.
Sir,
Okay, what about others other than Kajal and Priyanka? Brunali?
Sir, I also shared, but you're not on my LinkedIn, so that is
okay. Yogesh?
Sir, sir, I am
yeah, please.
you as well in LinkedIn, but that no, your name is not showing, sir.
Okay, just a second. Maybe I want to show you this one. So like what we have done actually, many of our students they used to create such posts on a daily basis. So for example, at least 2 times or 3 times in a week, whatever the topics that you are going through, for example, swaps, for example, derivatives, and in respect to the latest trend that is happening in the market, if you can relate those concepts and just you can create a post. So for example, about swaps or maybe options. Now, how these options work in the area of crude oil pricing. वहां पे भी तो ऑप्शंस होता होगा ना? नहीं होता है? हाँ, मतलब वो ऑप्शन ही होता है ना फ्यूचर. हाँ. अच्छा, तो फॉर एग्जांपल फ्यूचर डेरिवेटिव्स, आप लाइक हाउ यू कैन रिलेट इट विद दैट आइडिया आप समझ रहे हो ना मेरा? मैं आपको एक आइडिया दे रहा हूँ दैट maybe how it is going to impact that pricing of that oil. Like generally in India, they say that government had signed some kind of bond and that's why the petrol prices are very high in India. Maybe do some research on this, no? You will get a lot of idea. You will see these cases are more of a case study for you. So the concepts that you are learning. So I was just giving this example in one of the batch. You have seen that movie Big Bull. Big Bull by Abhishek Bachchan. There is one tool in that particular movie, that banking tool which they are using to trade. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. What is BR? Bank receipts. Now, see. So this bank receipt has a concept with it. It had some rules and regulations. But when you have created this and when you implemented this, this guy, he found out the loophole and he made a lot of money out of this. So such situations. So when any concept that you are learning and you try to take that concept to the market, and just you have to do some kind of testing that how this concept is performing in this given situation. भाई आप हेलमेट का भी तो टेस्ट करते हो ना कि हेलमेट सर बचाएगा कि नहीं बचाएगा, ये तो आप करते हो. मतलब एक हमारा टेक्नोलॉजी है, एक मेथड है, राइट? हमारे जो जितनी भी व्हीकल्स हैं इनका सेफ्टी टेस्ट होता है, राइट? The same way, these concepts that you are creating or that you are studying, this should be also tested in the real market, no? And maybe that will give you some idea, maybe that will help you to understand this concept in little deeper manner, and that will eventually help you to enhance your knowledge. So maybe when you are there in the interview, the kind of example that I will give and the kind of example that you are going to give, based on the quality of that example, you may get selected. You're getting my point. So please do this. Please test your concepts, take them to the market. Okay. Ashwini, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you written your post? Have you created the post?
Yes, sir. I have written my post.
Okay, very good. So guys, please connect with each other, help each other, this will, so this will help you. Okay. Now we are moving to the next topic. How many of you have created a speech on that particular topic? I mean, those words that I had shared, 15 words, Dave Mortes. What? So do that. No? See, it is like what you do. उसको क्या बोलते हैं? जो आप सेट करते हो क्यूबिकल्स को वो हाँ वो that is that activity. क्या बोलते हैं? Rubik cube. So you know we do that. So that is what I have given you. How you can set those words in a way that will create a good speech. And trust me, if you are able to do that, just imagine how it is going to help you. Right? It means you are able to create something where you can take along with all these words. Okay, so that is that activity. It's more of that puzzle. You solve in that Sudoku kind of thing. Okay, so that is Sibop Sudoku. Please do that. Huh? Okay, any question from anybody? Any question from anybody? No questions?
No, sir.
Now I'm taking you to the next topic. Now, generally what happens that you are someone who comes from that field, right? Now, what actually we are trying to do, we are making you to think little deeper into your concepts. Now, for example, first of all, those are the keywords. Okay. First, you understand their meanings, their definition. Okay. Once you have understood those words, then probably you will go to the next step where you can create a speech where these words will be utilized. So first you need to understand the meaning of those words. Yeah. Louder.
Because of trending market, people are confused where to invest their wealth of surplus money. If you are looking for share market, there are not any clear trends because of war situation. Like before that, US, Ukraine and Russia and China and Taiwan and all so if you are going fixed income securities like bonds, fixed deposit, deposit, there is huge inflation market. So as per inflation rate, fixed income not give us that much return.
So it's okay. Likewise. You have to write, okay? Now, one topic I want to discuss here is something called as subject-verb agreement. So whenever you write, you know what is subject-verb agreement? So what are verbs? Can you define? What is verb?
Examples. Like I am reading.
So, for example, he said, peoples are. Now, it's never peoples, it's people. Children. Right? So, these are some small mistakes that we make. Okay? And hence, I suggest you to, when today you are going back, try to find out there is something called as subject-verb agreement. So this basically helps you in creating a sentence. For example, if I have to say, you he and me. Okay, or 1, 2, 3. That concept is called as 1, 2, 3, where so that there is something called as first I, he, and they. So you need to do some research on this grammar. Okay, because accordingly you need to use that verb. Accordingly, you need to use that is, am, are. Okay, so because of some these small mistakes, generally the impact of entire speech or that entire sentence will be lost. I just collected because he said people's, so it is not people's, it is people. So likewise, there are some small mistakes that we generally make. So please do some homework on this. Okay, so just I got this idea from there, so I shared this. So please do some research on subject verb agreement. If you are not able to do, then do let me know in the next lecture. I will discuss this. Okay, now one thing that happens throughout this particular program, CBOB, and this is because of being here in Pune. So generally people from Maharashtra, they have a habit of speaking little faster, So keeping this in mind, we have created one activity. So generally students, they will come to me and say like, sir, how to identify or how to get that ideal speed when we are speaking, right? So that one activity I suggest to each of my student is that how many of you have subscribed to any of this Udemy or Coursera type of content? Have you done any course? I mean, any activity, any course there? Udemy. So in Udemy, when that trainer is speaking, there is a transcript below that screen, right? And as and when he is speaking, those words are getting highlighted. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed this? No. Anyone from online? Have you noticed such things? In Udemy or maybe Coursera or for that matter, any online?
Yes, sir. In Coursera, I have noticed this.
Yes. So what you have to do is that you have to mute that sound of that particular video. And then you try to read that transcript and see if you can match that pace. This is a little different, but then this is very interesting activity. Okay, so that will really help you to find your own speed. Okay, the second thing is that you have this Spotify kind of music app and all. So there are a lot of podcasts going on nowadays. Okay, so sometimes you should try to listen to those podcasts as well. Okay, so that will also help you, that how on certain topic or for something the people are speaking, what is their way, what is the tone, how they are emphasizing on certain things. Okay, so these are the two things that you can do from day one, and this will really help you. This will really help you. The third tool is that I'm going to show you. So generally for us, when it comes to English speaking, news anchors are like the most ideal, person, because they are, they come to that screen and they will start speaking without seeing or without having anything in their hand, and the kind of confidence they carry. But then one tool they have is something called as teleprompter. Have you heard the name of teleprompter? What is teleprompter? Okay. Any idea? Anybody from online? What is a teleprompter?
the subject which is displayed behind the camera.
Yes.
Speaking, just reads that.
That's just reads that. Okay. But when he is speaking, actually, you cannot make it out that he's reading.
Because behind the camera.
No, that's okay. But then at the same time, and it has a speed. So he is matching that speed, right? So that is the kind of environment we get in the newsrooms. Okay. So I'm going to present this one small activity. And if you like it, you can follow it on your own as well. Okay. So let us do this one activity.
However, this is your chance to try your hand at being presenter for ITV News here in the Channel Islands and give you an idea what it's like to be here in the studio each night. So first, I'll read the introduction to our top story, and then it's your turn to have a go. On one side of the screen, you'll see me, and on the other side, there's the auto cue, which is scrolling the words so you don't have to remember them. Watch it first, then we'll start again for you to try. 15, somewhere to go. Go, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. On air. 10 on the titles. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it over. Hello, good evening. Welcome to ITV News. Our main headline tonight: the school day in Jersey will be extended from next term. Politicians have decided to have an extra hour of lessons Monday to Friday to make up for time lost because of coronavirus. Classes will also be held on Saturday mornings. Teachers are welcoming the decision, but some students have told us they will boycott the extra lessons and are considering staying away from school altogether. Claire Burton has our top story.
These students will soon be spending longer in class.
So that's what it looks like with me reading the story. Now it's your turn. Read the script.
Okay. So what has happened? See, he has used the teleprompter, right? Now, generally, you know this in news environment, there are a lot of things. For example, I am the anchor, so I have to speak. Then there is one reporter's report which has been attached. Then the advertisement has to also come in. So everything has been synchronized and they have been allotted certain period of time. And you must have seen sometimes during the news and all, by the time they have finished their content and the ad has not come in, there is a gap of maybe 2 to 3 seconds, right? So everything is so, synchronized, or maybe, the way it has been designed that, okay, this much time he will take to complete his thing. Then by the time this report will be played, and then will go to the next person. Okay. So it requires actually a lot of synchronization and a lot of practice. So the idea of discussing this activity here is that when you are there at your home, okay, probably when you are doing it, and see the way he is saying, the school will be extended. So he is emphasizing on certain words. So generally what happens when we speak in the same tone. Okay, so we need to speak in such a way that we can highlight certain words which are important. Right? So that is something we need to focus upon. Now, we have to read this. We have to go through this teleprompter. Okay. Now this time he will be silent and we have to read. So I want each one of you to read. Okay.
If we also keep scrolls up the screen. 15, somewhere to go. Go, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. On air. 10 on the title. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it on this.
Read. अरे यार बोलो यार continue. Yeah.
Politicians have decided to add an extra hour of lessons Monday to Friday to make up for the time lost because of coronavirus. Classes will also be on Saturday mornings. Teachers are welcoming the decision, but some students have told us they will boycott the extra lessons and are considering staying away from school altogether. Claire Burton has our story.
So you realized?
So that's what it would be like to present the program on your own, but most of the time we have two presenters in here. This time you need to fill in the gaps when I stop speaking. 15, somewhere to go. Go, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. On air. 10 on the title. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, good evening.
Come on, louder.
School in the Jersey will be extended from next term. James on Camp 2. Politicians have decided to add an extra hours of lessons Monday to Friday to make up for the time lost because of coronavirus. Classes will also be held on Saturday morning. Teachers are welcoming the decision.
Yeah,
Students have told us they will boycott the extra lessons and are considering staying away from school altogether. Clay Burton has a top story.
These students will soon be spending longer in.
So the idea is, see, we hardly get 2-3 months of time, in SIBOM to train you. So the idea is to give you as much as the tools that we know, and you, whenever you are free, this is a fun activity. So even if you are bored and all, you can do this at your home. Okay. And trust me, this will help you like anything. Okay. This will help you like anything. So this is about that teleprompter activity. Okay. Now, any question if you have, you can ask me. So this is about your morning communication. Now, again, if you see the way he has read, the extra hour will be added. Politicians have decided. So he is highlighting certain words. The same way when you are speaking, you should emphasize on certain words. Okay. So the people can understand. Now, any question if you have, you can ask me. Any question? No question? Okay. Now, we have discussed.
I would like to ask one.
Yeah.
Since we are on a communication topic, so, in interview, it tend to happen that we get nervous, which may lead to, we forget things, what you want to speak. So how can we overcome that, sir? And it should not, the interview cannot see or identify on our face. So I would like to know that. Because I'm an introvert person, I basically get nervous a lot of time.
Okay, so, definitely the first thing is that practice. So maybe you have to ask a question to yourself and you yourself has to answer also. So maybe you can do that exercise often. But again, to give you confidence, I want to give you this one example. So I don't know how many of you have seen this. Most of these dance and singing reality shows. So often you will see that, these small kids who are performing there, they will make some mistakes during their dance. But the way they cover up, so even those judges, they are like, they wonder how you have covered that. So it's all about you to be present there in that moment. So don't think too far. Don't think, about the past. You are there in that particular moment with one conviction that I have to give my best to the best of my ability, whatever I know. Okay. And whatever the answers please go with a little slower pace, so that even somewhere if you are fumbling or somewhere you are lacking that content, so maybe because of that slow speed, your brain will be able to think and provide you certain content, so that you are not going blank in case if this is happening. So have a slower pace. That is one thing. Be in present. Don't think too far. And the third thing is that always have that presence of mind, that even if you feel that something is going wrong, you can always improvise that. And that one idea I want to share. So for example, it happens sometimes, we fumble or we give some wrong answer, maybe because of nervousness or certain thing. But then maybe during that course of interview, after certain period of time, if you have able to get that comfort, or now you are able to answer the things, you have got that hang of particular environment, you can always say this to the interviewer, and sir, like, with your permission, I want to say one thing. And then they will say, yeah, tell me. And at that point of time, you can say, like, sir, the question this that you had asked and I said this, so I want to just correct myself here. Actually, I wanted to say this. So this will give some idea to the interviewer that, okay, you are fully present there. Even if you have made a mistake, that, okay, you are not aware of the concept, right? Because many a time it happens that if the question is asked to me and I don't know the answer at that moment, but maybe later on, after 5-6 minutes, if something has come to the some point of discussion and all of a sudden you recall the answer, so you can say that also. If you have done some mistake, you can correct that also. But the most important thing is that be there, have a presence of mind, be there only. Okay. Maybe if there is something else, we can always discuss. If there is some scenario, if there is some situation in your mind, we can always connect and we can discuss, and maybe I will be able to help you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? Ayush, Abhishek, Ashwini, Mrunali, Aditya?
Sir, same as Kajal told, I also get a bit nervous.
No, sir.
So, like, yes, we get nervous and we get nervous because we are looking for that external validation. So, see, I always believe in one thing, that our job is to do our work. Okay. Now, for example, if I am there in that interview, my job is to answer the questions that are being asked in that particular interview. Now, my question may be accurate, may not be accurate, my answers may not be good. So for this, there is another person who is going to judge. It is not that I am going to judge. So the best thing I can do is that now, once I am there in that interview room, that I have to answer. So let us focus on that part. Correct, not correct, mistake, not mistake. This let that other person take care of this. My job is to answer the questions, okay, to the best of my abilities. Many a time what happens when you become a self-judge, so you will say the answer and at the same time you are judging yourself as well. You should not do that. You just go in your flow. Let him judge, no. So that person will say, okay, it is correct, not correct, whatever may be. My job is to answer your questions to the best of my abilities that I know. So let us not go into their domain. Let them evaluate us. My job is to answer your questions, and that is what I am doing as of. Okay. So Ashwini, maybe never allow the other person to judge you. You do whatever you can do to the best of your ability, and that's it. And just if we go a little forward, see, any nervousness will have a bad impact. So I don't think if I have enrolled myself in CBOB, it means I am fully convinced about this IB industry. Then after 3.5 months or 4 months, I'm going to apply for the job. So because I need a job to survive, so I have to go through that process. So everything is natural. It has to happen. So maybe thinking too deeper into these processes will bring that nervousness. So let us not think much of all these things. The job is that today I have to study. I have to prepare certain topics. 3 days later, I have a mock with my domain trainer. I will go there. I will say to the best of my abilities. Okay, so don't think too much.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question? Any other question from anybody? Okay. Now, one thing that the first assignment today I'm going to give you, and that assignment is you all have to create your elevator pitch. Okay. And the concept is like this. You have to create your video about your elevator pitch, and you have to upload that on YouTube, and you have to copy that link. You have to paste it in that Google form that I will be sending, and you have to submit that Google form to me. In that way, I will get that link. Whenever I have time, I will go through that video and I will observe. I will go through your introduction speech, and whatever the suggestions or whatever is the feedback that I will give you, okay, through a proper Excel sheet. That is one thing. The second thing is that this had some kind of value. So in the sense, I think it consists of 10 marks or 5 marks in your grade book. So those who will be submitting their YouTube video for this elevator pitch will be marked, and that mark will be updated in your LMS. Okay. So this is our assessment activity. This is not a homework kind of activity. This is a kind of examination. This is a kind of assignment. So generally in weekend batches, this is very normal, and this is very common that since you all are working, you people tend to forget. And then once you are completing your course and you have some bad impact on your grade book, at that point of time, you will come back to me, sir, you know, मेरा ईयर एंड था तो मैं सबमिट नहीं कर पाया था, आप मेरा फिर से कर दो, सिर्फ इतने मार्क्स की वजह से मेरा T3 हो रहा है या T2 हो रहा है, तो प्लीज मेरे को हेल्प करो. आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू. ओके, मैं आपको सिर्फ सिंपैथी दे सकता हूँ, मार्क्स नहीं दे पाऊंगा. ठीक है, अगर मार्क्स चाहिए तो गिवन टाइमलाइन में आपको सबमिट करना पड़ेगा, और अगर संवेदनाएं चाहिए, सिंपैथी चाहिए, तो आप कभी भी सबमिट कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, चॉइस आपकी है. ठीक है. सो टुडे आई विल बी सेंडिंग दैट ईमेल टू यू. सो हाउ मच टाइम यू नीड फॉर दिस एक्टिविटी? हाँ, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर तक हो जाएगा. सो by 30th April. So today is 23rd April, by 30th April. Right?
Yes, sir.
Just keep it 29 because on 30th anyway you have a lecture. Yeah. Right? So before 29th you have to submit 6 p.m.
So the
Okay.
topic will be anything or?
The topic is, tell me something about yourself. You have to answer this question in that video.
Okay, sir.
Mrunali, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Why are you laughing? Okay. Any other question? Okay, so if you remember, we have discussed this, that it should not go beyond 100 seconds. I believe most of you are working professionals. And if you have maybe 3-4 years of experience, that in that case, it may go up to 2 minutes, but do not go beyond 90 seconds. If you have something interesting to talk about, please, you can do that. I have shown you any elevator speech video. Huh? I have shown you, no? So that is what you have to follow. Okay, there is one more question in the chat box. Okay, duration I have answered. Any other question? Okay, no questions. So then we'll close for the day.
Sir, in YouTube, when you have to post.
So very important thing. In YouTube, we have 3 options to upload a video. The first one is public mode. Now, public mode means that anybody can see your video. Then the second one is private mode, where only you can see the video. Okay. And there is third mode here. Public. Huh? No. Huh? So there is third. Public, private. And there is that the third option we have to follow. Only those people can see your video with whom you have shared the link. Ashwini, you are getting my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have to follow the third one.
Sir, unlisted.
Yes, unlisted. Thank you, bye. Yes, unlisted mode. मैंने कितनी बार बोला है, just forgot. So you have to upload your video in unlisted mode, and let me tell you, dear students, please just 1 second. We have students, who have become full-time YouTuber, and they started this journey with just this one video. Okay, so make sure that you are in a proper attire, you have a proper background when you are recording the video. Okay?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So, any other question from anybody?
No, sir.
So, thank you and have a great weekend and wish you all the best. I will be sending the email by late.
Sure, sir.
Okay, Ankit, you want to say something?
No, sir. Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Sir, video should be posted to unlisted mode, and we should add anyone like that. We need to do because I have not uploaded before. We need to add any email address when moving to unlisted mode.
Ankit, your question is not clear to us.
So while uploading the video, so we will be selecting unlisted mode, correct?
Yes.
So that time, do we need to give any email ID for the selected person?
So see, YouTube by default, the moment you have logged in that Play Store, because these all are from Google family, so they access all your information. So you don't need to give any email ID and all.
Okay, so just we need to share the link to you. Correct. Yes. Okay, got it.
So you can go to the address bar, and from there you can copy that link and you can paste it in the Google Sheet and you can submit it to me.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, can we extend 2 more days to submit the assignment?
So you will be submitting it by 30th or 1st of May.
So, sir, first or second, whatever is okay for you, if possible.
Okay, no problem. You can do that.
So, sir, can I submit it on second or then first?
You can submit it by 1st evening.
First of May, right?
Yes, 1st of May.
And any timing, like before 5 or before 6 or something, or?
By 6 p.m. But again, try to do it before that.
Okay, then I'll submit on 1st of May. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, won't have
Same
any
here, sir.
if I'm submitting 1 day late then?
Monday?
One day late.
Yes, no problem. See, the idea is to get you work, to get the best out of you. So if you are comfortable, maybe you can do it by 1st, 2nd. Choice is yours.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so guys, take care. Ashwini, Rupesh, Ayush, Ankit, Munali, Kajal.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.